Hello. I am preparing my stopwatch. Hi, hi. I'm going to wait for some people to come in. I'm going to start by letting our Discord community know that we're live. Proof? I said we're live, y'all. Hey, it's Austin, my boy. It's just me for the moment. Brandon's a couple minutes late. He was doing some work with his dad. The camera is almost always fucky. I think it's got to do with the HDMI to USB connector. Sometimes the coloring is weird. We literally have like records of that from the beginning of using this camera. I don't really know exactly why. But it often takes like pulling it out, putting it back in, turning it off, turning it back on, pulling it out from the other side, waiting a minute, putting it back in. It's very weird. Like it'll be like green magenta only. Oh, it's tracking my face. Cool. How about now? Yeah. Let's see. Does that fix it? Yeah, sweet. Anyway, yeah, it'll be like green magenta, and then you'll fix it. And then it's really weird because like just the photo that you saw on Discord where I was blue, the environment is the right color, but it's like my face tone is misinterpreted and I'm just blue. Quite weird. I want to wait for people to come here. It's probably a good idea that Brandon's a little late. Wait for some people to shuffle in. If you're shuffling in, let me know who you are in the comments. I used to say that all the time. I used to be like, I think that's where the ghosts in the chat started, with like being able to see concurrent viewers, but not knowing who they are. Hey, Anik. So if you don't want to, if you don't want to say hi, but you do want to let us know who you are, you can just send a ghost emoji. Thanks for letting me submit late. I don't like missing these things, but I forgot I had good photos. That's good. I appreciate the confidence that is so strong. You forgot you had good stuff. That's pretty good. Yeah, we are all blue people. That's a deep conversation for the high quality selfies chat to spiral into something existential. So I want to start, I guess, by recapping the little short post I made yesterday, which the majority of you with me right now, maybe not in watching and repeat, but the majority of you with me right now probably know because we've actually talked about it, or you've read in the news or something. But my music is available for free, etc., etc., etc. I've posted a link in the description of this video to a deeper talk on that. And yeah, I think all else I wanted to get to before we get started. I think that I'm sort of shuffling. Brandon is on his way, and I want to make sure that he can get to see some of the things he can speak on. But we have a bunch of new submissions today from people who have never submitted, such as Shiv, who is here in the chat, and Brandon's just late. He was working with his dad. He lost track of time. He was doing something with his dad, and he's heading over now. So I'm actually going to start with one of our newest members. Hey, Cheyenne. uh, start with one of our newest members who has music. So, oh, hey, Diego. So that'll be really fun. Because generally when we play music and Brandon's here during the streams, he usually just says like, "That was really good. I'm gonna defer to this guy." so, so I'm gonna start. I'll start with that, and then by that point, most likely, Brandon will be here. If not, well, I'll get to some of the next ones. We have, we have one of our newest members, Corrupted Pixel, with music. That's very fun music. I listen to it. We have Sam. Can you see this? Yeah. We have Andre. We have Shiv. And we have our mainstay, the Gardener. What else did I want to say? I feel like I'm a little scatterbrained today. Oh, I do know exactly what I want to say. So, okay. I don't think I've talked about this. No, I wouldn't have. Because we haven't spoken since the beginning of December. But it's December. And we have started a new thing that we're doing over on the Discord server, which is art competitions. They're themed art competitions. So where these, let me just go back to my face. I will get to that. I'm going to get to you in a second, Cheyenne, because I do want to address that. So where the Let's Talks are sharing, hey Garang, where the Let's Talks are sharing information, like sharing material with Brandon and me as in just a very generalized critique, where Brandon and me, both of us as people in the field who've been in the field for a long time, can give our thoughts on material. Sort of in contrast, the critique channel on our Discord is very similar, but it's the entire community being able to give that feedback, which is a really, really powerful space to be able to share. So I really suggest that you take a look at that, at the critique channel, at our Discord in general. There's a lot of powerful tools, a lot of powerful community tools in that space. But I want to also say that these art competitions, while they are a bit more hoity-toity, they're a bit more like, oh, submit something intense. It's going to be juried. Like, we have actual judges who are going to be, like, choosing the winner of the month every single month. How I want you to approach that is based in the same space as this, based in the same space as the critiques, which is community-based. So I want you to think about that as a final for like a class in which, generally in art class or something, or an art project of some sort, you've spent an entire semester, if the professor's good, you've spent an entire semester talking with a professor, improving your art, improving your style, getting a sense of what they want, getting a sense of what you can give, and talking to the other students in the class. This doesn't always happen, I know, but in a really good art class, this is what happens. You get to talk to the other students, and you get to like communally decide what your best work could look like. I want you to treat, obviously not this one because it's already happening, but the next Let's Talk, which is mid-month, I don't know off the top of my head what date that would be. It would be like the 19th or something like that. I want you to think about that as a tool, and I want you to think about the critique channel on Discord as a tool, and any other channels that you think are viable options for talking about your art. I want you to think of as like important sounding boards for submitting your best work for those competitions. So I don't know if that makes sense, but I want us to treat those competitions as like our final forms, right? Like our best material. That way we can be, every single month we can be like kind of like showing our best selves, not in opposition to one another, but alongside one another. So, hopefully we have 20 submissions by December 31st for this month, and our judges get to decide. And it's not like, oh, one of these was good and 19 of them sucked, that's why we chose a winner. That's not how these are designed. These are all really good. Everybody grew from this. Everybody helped each other and learned together. And then somebody basically answered the prompt in an experimental way or in a playful way, or however, the judges deemed that was the one that took the most risks or something like that. I guess in that sense, in the grand scale too, I don't want to talk too much about this and like inundate you, but in that sense, the rotating cast of judges is really important because I don't want anybody to feel that there's a bias, and I think that utilizing the residents that we invite each month, a new resident every single month. This month it's my friend Niam, who is a musician and an artist activist, et cetera, et cetera. I'll talk about that in a couple days. But this rotating cast of artists who are titans in their own field, when they come to look and judge your work, they're not going to be judging based on, oh, well, I'm a dancer and they didn't submit dancing. They're going to be looking at it as, I've been in the field for N number of years. I have learned how to explore. I want to see who's exploring. That's all. So that's my very long-winded talk on this art competition. If you submit something here, like I've already said this, but if you submit something here, or you submit something to the critique and you get feedback and you want to tweak something, or you want to submit it just as is to that art competition, do it. Absolutely do it. Also use that art competition channel as a place to communicate. It's all a sounding board. All of this nothing's off limits. This is community, and the goal is for us all to be growing together. So that is my incredibly long-winded intro, but I would love that, it would be my dream that by the end of today, or by the end of December, of course, we have a bunch of submissions. And if not, we're gonna do it again next month. I have I'm not gonna show my hand, but I prepared 12 months worth of this. I prepared every single month with a different theme and a different sort of community-based concept, and we'll just keep playing on it. So it's going to be a good time. I hear somebody coming up the stairs. I don't think it's Brandon, but I'm going to wait a second. I'm going to read what you all said. It looks like Cheyenne's... yeah, you found the email. Cool. So I'll just reiterate. Yeah, just make sure you're taking a look at the news channel on Discord. And, it's always... my general rule is that I always try to remind people of the Let's Talk on the Wednesday before the Saturday that it is. Sometimes I'm a little late, but... Corrupted Pixel. Brandon he's just running a couple minutes late. He was doing some work with his dad and got caught up, so he's coming late. But what that means is I'm putting you on the spot, and I'm going to look at your stuff first. Because as happens, this is sort of repeating myself at this point, but as happens whenever we're doing work with Brandon, and whenever Brandon and I are looking at music, generally he just defers to me, so I'm going to give a start just by myself. I will say that I listened to your music and you weren't talking it up that much. It's really good. I really enjoyed listening to it. So after all of this time, let's get into it. So there's two segments. I guess I'll read you out loud first. I got distracted because I was gonna do the 10-second one first, but I'll share it the way that you shared it. Lately I've been into really distorted sounds, think heavy rock / metal, also 100 gecs, and wanted to give it a shot myself. As a result, this track is loud as fuck, so please don't leave your speakers at 100. I never do. None of these are mastered and were produced with headphones, so I'm not sure how they'll sound on speakers. So here's the one, and then the next one is a 10-second snippet of the intro of a more recent track I'm working on. Not sure what direction it's going in other than drum and bass, but wanted to leave a little teaser. Any feedback is appreciated. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, that's super, super fun. So, okay. So, I have a lot of thoughts on this. Actually, more even than when I listened to it last night. It's really fun. It is repetitive. It's not repetitive in the way that I would hate. So, I have a general premise in composition, which is even if you're following a form, like, do an A section, then switch to a B section, then switch back to an A section, then switch to a B, then go to a C. Like, that's like a standard songwriting premise. You kind of actually followed that. My songwriting, like my composition foundation is, even when you do that, every single section should be changing to the point that though you are following a theme, I do this one thing and then I do it again and then I switch to another thing and then I come back or something like that. It'd be like an AABA form, which is very simple, like a sonata form. Let's take that for example. A, bum 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 bum, repeat. Bum 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 bum. B section. That's not what you did, but I'm making it different. And then bum 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 bum, right? Something like that. So that would be like AABA. Say your thing, repeat that thing, switch that thing, come back to that thing. Hey, we're doing the first one is music, so I figured I would just talk about it by myself. But I'm like in the middle of it, so I'm gonna regurgitate all my thoughts. Even though you want to follow that theme, which you did, right? You want to do like AABA or something like that. Every time you repeat yourself, add something different. Add something or subtract something different. Change something so that the ear is constantly like, oh, this thing is evolving. So it's not so much the formative, like, here's the thing, but it's this morphing, right? And I think that you do that in a good way. I'm going to play it again so that Brandon can hear it, because I think he'll want to say some stuff. But before I do that, I think another tool, this is a mastering tool, but it's also actually a sort of a live production tool. If you're like a DJ or like a synthesist or something, you want to look up the word is either ducking or side chaining. And I will point to the camera when you would want that to happen. It would apply to how your drum hits. So there's such a way in which as your drum hits, you've programmed it so that the drum becomes loud and every other track ducks a little bit in volume. And it's something you've heard 1,000 times and might not know the design concept of, but it's something that is applied a lot that really helps, because rather than making a track that everything is always getting louder, it allows for mediation so that as one thing gets louder, there's sort of a pre-programmed means for something to get quieter. But listening to some of the things that you're doing and knowing some of the places you're coming from, like that sort of EDM mindset, side chaining is like right in that space. So you'd want to do that. You want to hear the song?
Sure. I'm gonna make this.
Oh, nice. Did you put the card in?
I did not because I'm a dumb boy and I forgot
Oh,
to grab the card because I'm dumb and losing my shit
gotcha.
this morning.
Cool.
Oh, surprisingly, it's working.
A section, repeat. It's sort of repeating itself again. So that was one A section. This is like a B section.
May I pause real quick? Are you suggesting in this section the drums be a little bit more present than...
So let's take it back a second.
Okay.
Not that's like a snare.
Right.
That ducks everything out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool because it creates this cave. But it's a choice. It's not. Very fun.
It's fun as hell. Yeah.
Where did you go? And then, so here's the second one. This is just a 10-second intro.
Bet.
A lo-fi thing.
Oh. That's
Cute.
also very fun.
Yeah, very cute.
Yeah. No, I love where you're going with that.
I like a little arpeggiation. I would say another thing I would suggest as I think about your arpeggiation, something I really like, and this is like a very much me thing, and a lot of people who would do music that you're doing might not want to do something like this. When I think about electronic music or electronic music integration into other stuff, I think that a very underrepresented aspect is like randomization or generative stuff. Because if you include a sense of generative stuff, it's outside of your control, and it creates this like synthesized natural aspect. It's almost like programming the rough parameters of including Foley in your music or something. It's like you're letting the machines speak for themselves. You know what I mean? But generative stuff is really cool. We can talk about that on the Discord because I have a lot to say about generative music. But yeah, you think?
I mean, obviously he's the one to talk about music and the technical aspects, but as far as hearing this as just like an outsider, it sounds really fucking cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something. I don't know what specifically. Like it gives me it's like a specific game.
Yeah, it's kind of chiptune-y.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's very fun.
But like in a fantastic way. It has a lot of character behind it.
It gives me some of you might know at this point, it might not be strangers to the fact that I am a big fan of, I'm going to scoot over, a big fan of Steven Universe, the show. I just think it's just a perfect composition, perfect story. And the composers on that show play in the basis of like chiptune kind of stuff, but then it's very high composition on top of that, and it's like, go listen to the score. Go listen to the Steven Universe score, because it is just perfection. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. You want to carry on?
Yeah. Let's
Sweet.
do it. It's
We
a good
can
way to start.
Yeah, very good way to start. So I'll also say, for some of you who are unfamiliar in the sense that I might not have said this with my mouth, after this is all done, I will submit, as long as it's okay with you, I'll submit all of these to the Let's Talk Spotlight so that people in the Discord can like also give their feedback and talk about this. Yeah, I'm happy like with any of these. I'm happy to keep talking about the art that has been shared. So this is Sam. He has something to promote.
Okay.
I don't know how the promotion stuff works, but okay, that's fine. That's for later.
That
Cool. So I don't know if you've even seen some of these.
I don't think so.
They're really fantastic.
Is that an apple? Oh, that's fantastic. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They look analog, don't they?
No, they do. I was just about to ask, what are you shooting this on?
I think...
Because it's
I can't remember if Sam said it was Fuji.
fantastic.
That would make sense, right?
That would make sense, yeah. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of the warmth in these photos. Like, even, like, in this photo, something that I feel like I emphasize a lot, maybe I'm a broken record on, is paying attention to natural skin tones.
Yeah.
And even though it's a cooler environment, you really locked in her skin tone here.
Yeah.
I also love character in photos,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell natural energy in a photo from a mile away, and none of this feels in any way awkward or staged. It feels very candid in a wonderful way.
I'm gonna grab. Okay, do it. I guess I'm not. I got this, Jake.
But yeah, I think like all of these photos are fantastic, but I'd say two photos to really build upon in terms of aesthetic and character. This one, I love the character of this photo, and I'd say this one.
Yes.
I love this. Like, even though it's a tiny bit overexposed on her face,
It's right.
It works.
It works, yeah.
like, I would not like it as much if it weren't.
Something I'm realizing right now that you have done just like an immaculate fucking job at here is something that I think is really hard for people in the composition of a shot, whether it's shooting with a camera and choosing where to frame, or like even in a painting. You have included, in the two photos that have mirrors, you've included like integral information to recontextualize the space.
Mm-hmm.
I can see her leg and her foot, and the way that she's holding the foot and pushing it, it adds character to who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
It's crucial information. It's like just just chef's kiss. And with this one, similarly, there's two fucking mirrors, and they're both providing information. She's here.
Yeah.
It's a La Toilette motif, right?
Mm-hmm.
But her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. You've
seriously.
done an incredible job with this, which is a testament to your. I would imagine this isn't just like, turn your camera on and shoot it, or like take the cap off and shoot. It's like you've done a really good job of directing the action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good. I
Again,
want to say
love
about
your
this
attention
crop.
to skin tones.
Yeah, crop. I'm like such a fan. I was looking at this.
I love
Who
it.
said it just now? Somebody just said it's an interesting crop.
It is, but it works.
But it is like I love
Yeah.
interesting crops because it's when a photo has a crop, it has directional movement, and like you kept her on thirds, actually on thirds.
But let me just add, if her hair wasn't
Sideways.
in that way,
Yep.
it would not work.
No, if her hair was hanging straight down, this would be it would be a tall image.
Your understanding of composition here is really showing.
She's hair is side to side, and it's not linear like this is. So This
Yeah.
is linear, and then she's kind of swingy.
Yeah.
Got the diagonals. Damn. Yeah.
Also, my dude just hung his camera out a window.
I think
Just
they're.
dangling it, free flying.
I think there might be on like a parking lot or something.
Oh,
So
maybe.
I think they're.
Aren't they just outside of this room? Am I crazy? Am I imagining things?
There might be different spaces. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. Also, where are you? This is
It's
nice.
really very cool.
I just love the warmth of this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I feel like we've probably 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
congratulations.
Really
This is
good.
fantastic.
Actually, we do have a minute left. How is that possible?
Show me more, please.
Even
I love
the
the blues of
directional
this.
movement of this, like you have a real mastery of that, and you got the reflection. You're like master reflectioner.
Also, understanding texture too.
Yeah.
Feels like you really have that unlocked.
Yep. This like lace.
Yeah, whatever
Fur.
her shirt is mixed with
fun.
the colors, it works
Incredibly fun.
really well.
I want that shirt.
It kind of gives me like flowy piratey vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flowy piratey vibes.
Yeah.
I'm slowly migrating towards being a pirate. I have my ears pierced now.
I'm good with that.
I want to get dangly
I like
boys.
the vibes.
Yeah, I want to get real dangly boys.
Dangly boys.
Yeah.
I
My cousin. Okay, tangent. My cousin, who I used to describe as being me but cooler, which is sort of true. He got.
we don't know your cousin, so you're
That's
cooler.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
I went out to visit him a couple years ago, and he does like tabletop role playing games, and he makes earrings out of just dice, like 6-sided dice,
Oh.
and it got such a vibe. Like
Is that
just
heavy?
I don't
Would
know.
that be heavy for you?
Maybe.
How heavy is a die?
Mm,
Can a die be heavy? I haven't played with a die in a while. Is it obvious?
No, it's not that heavy. It's probably.
I also have no concept of like how much weight like your ear can handle. I feel like your neck is gonna build some muscles. You're just like girthy.
Girthy boys.
Girthy neck.
some freaking Venus ears. Some vascular
ears
ears.
and muscles. Yeah.
Okay, we have gone
Yeah.
off topic. Which did we not talk
Also,
about? This one's really good. This one's really good.
Who was it that said Apple commercial with Shiv? So this one where is it? This one absolutely does give Apple commercial vibes. Like I could see this on a billboard for sure. Only difference is iPhone could never. Okay, moving on.
Thank you for submitting. I actually think this is your first submission. I think
I was about to say, is this the running start? Because if so, wait, hold on, Unsplash. So you have an Unsplash account.
Yeah, we will promote that in the...
Follow the hell out of that, please.
We'll promote that in the Let's Talk Spotlight.
Yeah.
Andre, who is a repeat nature and just
I'm already blown
all
away
around
by these thumbnails. What the hell?
killer. Okay.
Come on.
A few shots from my trip from last year. Ranka. Can't wait for you guys to pronounce this. I feel like it's Ranka, but I also I feel like is there a diacritic over the C or something? Because if you give me I don't know, buddy. I grew up with Romanians, but I have no fucking idea, especially because you threw me off with this. So I have no idea.
No. If he hadn't included that, I would have felt like I could have said that with my chest.
Yeah.
But
you could have said it with your chest. How would you have said it?
Ranka.
Beautiful. He's like wrong.
That is incorrect. You are illiterate.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of the devil, this is shot on iPhone 11.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, beautiful.
Okay. Let's just cycle through these. Fucking dude. Probably just peep the mics.
Don't peep my mics.
Peep the mics. Fantastic.
Wow.
What?
Look at the color in that.
Is this is like sunset.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take that iPhone. Okay, never back.
It's not grainy. It doesn't have that genuine grain.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks for bagging me up there.
I got your back, buddy.
I got you, boy. So I think first thing I just want to say is like this is ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't start the timer because I got distracted by good
enough.
imagery.
The thing that has me about this one is the mountain in the back. I don't know if this is iPhone doing this, but like it's very smooth. It looks like it's been blurred out to like take away grain. Do you see that? Am I crazy? Don't answer that fully. But
No, I understand what you mean.
like it looks blurred. Does it not? And like a part of me is like, is that just iPhone's attempt to take away noise?
Yeah.
I feel like an asshole every time I talk about iPhone photos because iPhone just pisses me off sometimes. But like this is ridiculous. Like the way that you're capturing light, the way that light is telling the story here. Like honestly, if you did not have those highlights on the snow caps, that would just blend into the sky.
Yeah.
Like, light is your friend here. Like,
Yeah.
you're just playing with tonal curves to a point that you should. I also love this.
Mm-hmm.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Also,
It's a pointer. I mean, that's like...
Yeah. And
like-
your symmetry is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Like organically, you are heavier on this side.
Yeah.
So you balance it out with that little formation of cloud.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then with this photo, this is easily my favorite of the whole entire bunch. The red of the ground? Are you kidding me?
And here, look at this V shape. Like,
Insane.
Whoop, whoop. You know, there's
Absolutely
like...
insane.
You read it left to right because it's like...
Yeah. Talk about seeing this as an iPhone, shot an iPhone thing. Dude, seriously. I don't know if you've ever submitted to Apple, but you should, my dude.
Everybody that has an Apple here submitted to Apple.
Fantastic. And then finally... Wait, no, not finally. This is great.
I can smell it.
You're the way that you are coloring makes me feel like I'm there. And that's really impressive. Like I feel colder watching this.
Well, it's
but the warmth, well, I mean, true. The warmth of the sun cascading through the trees is really, really important. And then finally with this, ridiculous. I'm imagining you probably used night mode, because it looks like it's blurring out up here a little bit, unless, I don't know if you edited this in Lightroom and threw on some denoise, but it looks great. It looks really great. But I'm just going to stick with this one as my top favorite. Okay, I do.
Pretty fantastic. Wait, are you looking at me because you want me to say something? Because I'm just sort of...
Yeah, no, I mean, I just spewed so many fucking words because I'm obsessed with these photos, but what are you feeling?
This reminds me of that one that Anik had sent us with a shadow of the tree.
Oh, yeah.
But again, like not even just the fact that these are amazing colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just too fucking good.
The purple and the pink and
Yeah.
the blue. Ah.
But on top of that, just like even to talk about directional movement in a photo that otherwise would not have had it, basically without those wouldn't have had much composition. It would have been like kind of like a pretty like like consumer level, like contemporary impressionist painting where like it's like I painted a tree and then there's the sky and I painted a couple colors in the sky, like, but there's no like composition underneath it. But this, like, you captured just fantastic. Like, this is just so good. I love this because like I want to be there.
Yeah.
I think you really covered a lot of it. This one is the one that just strikes differently. It feels like... I feel like it's sunrise, although I guess it's hard to tell.
You think?
I guess it just has the energy of either a sunrise or a sunset, just the change, right? The energy of change, of getting ready or like preparing or something. But like the smoke and the cascading, like it feels like smoke combining with what is already maybe hazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at about 5 minutes. So we can keep talking about this in the Discord, but damn, as always, thank you for submitting.
Dude, seriously. Fantastic.
Shiv, this is for Shiv's first.
Yes.
Let's start with this one.
Art. This is art.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I live for. I'd say that your attention to composition here is really superb. Coloration. Yeah. It's a little yellow, to be honest, but other than that, looks great. Your Photoshop job is interesting.
I'm just going to hit the clock for 5 minutes. Not going to change the photo.
Bananas happen to be my favorite fruit, so, you know.
I really like how you captured
the moment.
The directional energy, sort of like his eyes at my eyes at the banana.
You can tell that he's pissed at me.
That's a little self-centered. I don't think I'm paying attention to you. I'm having a love affair with this banana. So, okay, that's 30 seconds on the clock for that. Let's move on. Thanks for submitting.
Yeah.
But these are actually... actually, sorry.
Yeah.
I did take some photos, and I'm still very new to it, but I've gotten pretty good feedback from John and some other people, and I guess more would be great. They're all black and white because that's kind of what's expected of us in class. When you submitted this in the critique channel, I had wanted to get to this, and I didn't really get the chance to, so I'm glad that I'm going to get to do that. But let's take a look through these.
I like this macro. It's very abstract.
Yeah. Honestly, like getting distracted already.
Like we haven't already.
Yeah. Achieving abstraction of form in macro is actually quite impressive, because I feel like often the inclination, any photo is at the whim of the photographer, and what the photographer is thinking they're seeing rather than what the photographer is seeing through the camera is often the issue, right? As is true for a lot of art forms. It's like what I see, what I want to paint versus allowing the painting to be a painting, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the area of abstraction. And so often with macro stuff, that's very highlighted in the sense like, oh, I see a small spider, I want to take a macro shot of the spider. And it's like, cool, like you did it, nice job. You took a macro shot of the spider. It's a really good spider. Yeah. Is there a story here? And with getting an abstraction of form in your macro is just really exceptional. So very nice. This I want to talk about more.
Yeah.
Because I think this is your submission for our competition. And maybe it's part of a series, and maybe you have more, and maybe we can talk more about it, but I think it's your submission. Yeah. Because it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Again.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, really, really, really good.
I love that.
I like the grain.
I like your
sorry.
No, your forced foreground. I'm not even sure what it is. It might just be part of the basket that it's sitting in, but no, I love the three-dimensional nature of this photo specifically.
Yeah. That's fun.
That's fun. I'm assuming that this is
little shoes.
Wide.
I like the little shoes.
Little wee shoes.
Very cute, very cute.
The wee boys.
Is that big, stark, flat plains is really fun too.
Yeah. No, I'm
Is this where you live, Chef? Dang.
Damn.
Well, dang. Whoa. What am I looking at? Is it a robot?
What is this?
It's a robot.
Oh.
Oh, it's a little boy. A Lego boy. I wasn't reading it as Lego. I just thought it was like a full-on fucking robot. That's very fun. Damn.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's called Quake.
It's quaking. It's quaking. Making me quake.
Oh.
Warning. Make you quake.
Yeah.
All right. Where do you want to start?
I'd say first thing.
We have 40 seconds. Where do you want to start?
Oh shit.
We'll give you more time, Shiv.
Please play with this more.
Yes.
I love this so much.
I think what Brandon was saying too, if I can sort of translate just from my own mind, is talking about the three-dimensionality. It comes from how you play with the highlights on space. Like the fact that there's so much highlights here and then it grades out, that's how you can give a sense of three-dimensionality.
It's, very much that. I think it's also very much in the way that, and I don't know what you did specifically to these photos in the editing process, but specifically in the way that you handled shadows.
Yeah.
There's a very beautiful gradient that is occurring in a circular fashion here that really complements the shape of this photo. Obviously, the focus is a light bulb, and that's a lot of highlight It's a lot of highlight, but it's managed. You've managed the highlight. It's not blown out. It's not. It looks like a light bulb. It looks lit up, but it's not. It's not overexposed and banding.
Yeah.
But the shadows that it all looks very realistic. But you figured out a way to expose really well for both elements.
Yeah. Shiv had also talked about in the submission, I'm remembering, or not in submission, but in critique, the practice, I think a bunch of these are for a class, the practice of learning to compose in the camera, like, in real time, in camera, and
not relying on like crop. And
and whether or not you've added crop or not, the crop is really good in that, in the repeated patterns of the composition. Like, I really, really like, this would be a completely different image if I could see the entire light bulb.
Yeah.
It would, I don't know if this word is going to make sense yet to you in terms of a static image, but it would stagnate the image for me. It would, compositionally, I would feel like, okay, everything's been said. Cool, I can see the image. But the fact that there's like this incomplete, it cuts in, the corner plays a role, the edge plays a role, cropping plays a role, and then you have this repeated pattern of another incomplete system that's doing another like similar echo of this kind of like, I can see it on one side, but I can't see it on that side. That's very good.
What I almost would love with this photo is for you to go a bit more sepia. Like, I know this is a black and white project, but like this photo screams to be a bit warmer.
Yeah.
I'm looking down on this monitor. This monitor shifts a little bit warmer.
Right. Minorly so. Like, really minorly so.
It just adds more dimension to an already very dimensional photo. Dimensional?
Dimensional.
Three-dimensional.
Did you bring your laptop? This is like totally off topic.
No.
We're not going to be able to do the thing then. Let's fix it.
Oh, I was just going to show practically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I realized what time it is, and we're doing a Let's Fix It in 10 minutes, and we're going to talk about the behind the scenes of the Mac video.
Yeah.
And I thought we weren't going to be able to do that, but
no, the BTS is largely all practical.
Yeah. I really want to touch on this. We've gone way past 5 minutes, but I really do want to say that, like, Shiv, besides the fact, like, okay, in the art competition channel, I stated, that things don't have to be directly, I think the theme is celebration or something like that. Things don't have to be literally a direct celebration, to be submitted. Anything can be submitted if you can be convinced that it falls into that category. But this and its energy is so perfect in telling a story that is at once abstract and intimately knowable. I don't know exactly what moment is happening. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I can see three abstracted figures looking in the same way. There's smoke, there's things going on, there's something draped around a shoulder. It's all telling a very knowable story about some semblance of celebration, and it's powerful. It's a really powerful photo. It's not stagnated. It has a lot of potential, and in a really powerful piece of art, the artist lets the audience see themselves in the image, right? And so, like, I can begin to tell my own story here. So if this is part of a set that you took, I would love to see more of this. And, like, truth be told, dude, the cropping out of the camera, you fucking aced it. Like,
cropping out of the camera.
Like, the fact that you, like, the way that you took your shot, because, the composition out of the camera, you aced it. Like, it's just a beautiful, beautiful image. I really love, like, it's not that you controlled this, you didn't lay these tiles, but the fact that there's this very geometric thing, and it's contrasted by, like, very flowy smoke. It's all just perfect. So please, like, either consider submitting this, or what I would ask you to do is submit this with the contingency that it's not your finished submission, but, like, submit it to the art competition channel and start a conversation on ways that it could be changed or improved, or what people think. I would really, really, really appreciate that. that would get the conversation started.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's get going. We got 8 minutes. Let's talk about
it.
Austin, and then let's go have our Let's Fix It chat.
Let's do it.
Austin. First photo I took on my iPhone, put a little fun grade on it. And the second photo was taken on my drone at dusk. The dusk part is important because my drone isn't the best in low light, and I edited that a bit too. Cool.
Okay.
I want to look at the low light one first. Unedited.
Unedited, yeah.
Pre. Post.
My
boy.
Cars again.
My boy hates cars.
No car is safe around Austin Garner.
Okay.
So primarily you just
Very vibrant.
you really increase vibrance, and you brought the sky to a very similar level as the ground in terms of exposure.
Mm. You took away all the red. I mean, all the magentas in the ground are gone.
Wait, go back. Magentas in
Like, this
wait.
is dulled. The ground is more dulled in the pre because the greens have magentas in them, so they're graying out.
You see, I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
He did increase magenta in the sky, though.
Yeah.
And I think that is a worthwhile sacrifice.
Mm.
Because he leaned into the greens and then boosted the oranges and pinks in the sky. And shifted, because this
Yeah.
in theory
Mm-hmm.
is a more, so okay, go back to
That's pre.
edited.
Post.
That to me looks very neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the original. That to me looks a little too magenta.
Right. Right.
The sky is what's
it's-
throwing us off.
Except it's dusk, so you want to represent well because it's dusk.
I think
You don't want to eliminate the fact that it is a time of day.
I think in that you'd want to shift more blue.
Right.
I think you'd want to remain neutral,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you'd want to shift more blue.
I get it.
You know?
Yeah. You just get, there's some very
Not
natural...
to say there isn't validity to what you're saying here, but I think that
There's just some very natural tones here. Like, this yellow has more of like an ochre to it. It feels like ground. It has a very ground look.
Mm-hmm.
Where this begins to look like some sort of moss or like eutrophying river or something. Like just some collection, some colony of green mold where like originally it's ground. It's very obviously this is ground. It's wintertime and it's ground.
yeah.
I love the fact that we can have this conversation on it because like it's sorry.
The only thing I do want to say, and this is kind of weird because I don't know how to fully explain this, but in the grade, you lost a bit of depth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's mainly in the fact that the horizon line has been darkened.
Right. Yeah. If you made this black and white, you would see exactly what Brandon's talking about.
There's also a natural haze
Mm-hmm.
to the brighter horizon line. If you lean into the colors that you've already brilliantly leaned into,
Yeah.
in terms of emphasizing, but you paid attention to dragging emphasis to the original horizon line in terms of the haze and the natural like grayish baby blue, I think that would still play here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allowing for the more saturated blue up here
Right.
to really be prominent, but
It's
the
like
lower
boop, boop, boop.
horizon line to remain desaturated,
Yeah.
bleeding into the saturated pinks.
It's like the reverse of what you would expect you would want a gradient to be. But Brandon's totally right. I think it's a value versus hue issue.
But
in the sense that
but it's also like redundance.
right.
I think making sure in a skyline that as few colors are repeated as possible, the better.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we should go to another one, but before we do that,
I'm passionate about my skylines.
I know you love getting rid of the human element. I know that. I know that you love it. I think there's something really important in a photo like this. Sometimes that works really well. In a photo like this, you go from really nice, almost pastoral scene to the apocalypse. Oh, there's no one here. No one exists. The fucking rapture. Like, everyone was freaking zooped. Everyone was yeeted into the sky. You removed everybody. And I get it as sort of like I don't really like the like imperfect whites, but I actually really, it feels like looking at like the lifeblood of what does a road represent? Like it's the lifeblood of it. I would lean into it. I would copy some of these and add them.
I'm gonna say one thing to be the middleman here. Not as much. I do agree with removing some of these little guys that are distracting, especially back here that you decided to remove.
Yeah.
I think the cars. I do miss the cars.
Yeah.
To a certain extent. I think what would be even cooler is if you removed all the cars but one.
That's fun.
Headed like I don't know.
If it's a friggin' Cybertruck,
and
Elon's driving it, and he's drinking his friggin' tequila.
Yeah, just fucking chugging from you've seen the bottle. Yeah. It's fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah,
here lies the difference between Jake and I. But yeah, that's all she
I think that's that. Let's do the other one. The other one's exciting.
So, wait, this is unedited
and edited. Ooh, he's giving you Tiffany. He's giving you your color.
I'm already jazzed. I'm jazzed.
You can't cheat like that. Wow.
Okay.
Flat sky. I mean, it was flat in the beginning.
Yeah.
But wow, it just shows a lot in that. I'm gonna remove all the cars and put Jacob and Brandon riding bikes down the road. Please.
Promise?
Can it be a tandem bike?
Or no, it's like a little sidecar.
Yeah. Oh fuck. I would love to be in a sidecar. Can we both be in sidecars? No one's riding the bike.
No one's riding the bike. It's Austin riding the bike.
Exactly. It's Elon riding the bike.
Yeah, exactly. It's the tequila.
He's riding the tequila with two sidecars.
I feel like the two things I'm going to suggest with this photo. Be careful with clarity, because some of this foliage is becoming a little too sharp for me. Like this has a little bit of a softer, more realistic look to the foliage, and then this it's like a little too crisp. It almost has like that weird like outline to everything that happens when you same when you put too much clarity on like leaves or plants or trees or whatever.
Like fringing or something.
It's not really fringing per se, but it's there's probably a term for it, but I probably should know.
I'm gonna call Marquez.
Yeah, fired. The only other thing I want to say is maybe play with perspective shifting. That way, these lines, instead of being at a backward skew, are more at a flat up skew. I think you're using Lightroom, right?
I think he uses Lightroom.
Yeah. You can just use the guide tool and just hit like 4 of those straight up lines, and it'll shift it to be parallel with the viewer. Other than that, I think directionally, you know what you're doing here. I also love your colors.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tiffany is a good color.
Austin, why didn't you remove this?
Yeah, I was about to
Come on.
say, I feel like there's a lot of stuff in here that you decided to not remove here.
Just add a car.
You're failing me, Austin. All these leaves on the ground, what the fuck is this?
We play. You do a very good job. And ooh, that's so interesting. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Oh,
this
it's like
architecture.
glass or something.
Oh, is it?
That's very
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, that makes it even
like an
cooler.
overhang.
It's so minimal, you can't even tell.
Mm-hmm.
The
only other thing I was gonna say that you should remove are these little.
he said that's it. I'm removing all the leaves.
Yeah, no, you're
Austin's gonna submit like
you're
an
getting
image.
lazy, Austin.
He's gonna submit an image. It's just like
white.
It's just white.
white.
Yeah,
It was
blank.
a sky. Now it's white.
Exactly. We should get out of here. We
Okay.
have to go do a Let's Fix It, and Brandon's gonna set up for that probably a little bit anyway.
Yeah, it's a show and tell.
So that's, for anybody who doesn't know, that's just a video chat we do right after our Let's Talks twice a month.
It's exclusive.
Sometimes, yeah, Patreon exclusive. Sometimes it's just a chat about life. Sometimes they want to know how we do things. So that was weird.
Yeah.
So we made this Mac video, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, how do you make it float? How do you make the Mac float?" So
How to make the
we're gonna
thing float.
we show how the Mac float. But yeah, okay. Let's see. Let me think. Housekeeping. We do this twice a month.
Mhm.
Next one's on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
We do these Let's Fix It's, which if you join Patreon, that helps to fund our community, which is great. Namely, it helps to fund inviting new artist residents. Ugh. Which I will be posting about our next artist resident tomorrow. I actually already have. I'm like so on the ball with this. I already have the info. I just got it this morning from Niam. Gonna post tomorrow. It's this Wednesday.
Like being on top of things.
That's wild.
Wow.
It's really wild.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you're interested in those chats, which I honestly don't know why you wouldn't be, I guess the more pressing issue is if you have the funds to support the community and support our artists, those chats are really amazing. They are a highlighting of an artist's practice and a practicing artist's lived experience. It is always educational. It's always humbling. It's always beautiful. And I really suggest that you consider joining. That's the majority of this Patreon. I just released a short video yesterday talking about how for the rest of 2020, all of my music is now free on Bandcamp. My desire is twofold. The first is go use Bandcamp. It's a really cool resource, and I would love to have you there because I can use it as a social media platform. I can include that as a public space. I can start posting things exclusive there. It's something that it's a place where I can include information about the art that you can't do on any other platform. So I would really like for our community to be engaging with me there. But the fact that it's free, what that means is you can go download it for free. You can download my entire discography, which is like $40 or $50 worth of material that I've put, it's taken me years to make. You can go download that for free. And then you can listen. And my biggest request is that if you have enjoyed it, share it with somebody else for free for the rest of the month. To make sure you do that before December 31st. And if you really dig it and you want to learn more, I have a Patreon, and there's a lot of shit going on there. And that's a really great way to support me. And the cheapest membership tier there is the cost of an album for a year. So if you got to not pay for an album, you can just allot $12, set that aside, and there you go. You got a year membership. But that's that. Got anything to add?
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of fun stuff on the horizon.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in the midst of like a ton of videos, and
Well, this is the last one that will be streaming from this space.
oh, that's true.
By the 19th, I'll be in a different space, and you
Next
will either
summer.
be physically next to me in that space,
Yeah.
or we'll be doing
Or
this
remote.
remotely, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about in the moment, but it will be fun once we're actually there.
It'll be doable.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But all right, let's go. We're gonna go get over to Let's Fix It. So
hell yeah.
see some of you soon and others in a couple weeks. Bye, y'all.